Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video, my friends, we are going to be checking out Forza Motorsport 2023 version, and we're going to be checking out how it performs in our RX 6600 GPU. As you can see the system specs right here, we're using an RX 6600 with a Ryzen 5 3600 and 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory. That is 3200 megahertz clocked. Everything is on stock with RX 6600 also on stock. Right now the system, the settings that I'm using is 1080p resolution with ultra rendering quality and FSR2 on quality. I'm going to disable FSR2 just yet, so we're gonna start with that. And we are using ultra with everything maxed out with RTAO turned on. Alright, ray tracing is turned on and everything is to the maximum with motion blur and lens flare quality turned off. Alright, so as you can see immediately right there, guys, we are getting like 24-23 FPS, which is not a very good showing. Even with I've just tested FSR2 in this game, and even with FSR2 there is not much of an improvement in this game's frame rate. So that shows you the performance of this game. Now let's just start counting the FPS here, and as you can see 26 FPS, 25 FPS with a lot of stuttering. I think the game is becoming VRAM bound. As you can see, we're utilizing full VRAM, that is 8 gigabytes, and that is why we're getting some stutters in it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to first go ahead and show you guys that when I enable FSR2 nothing happens actually. So AMD FSR 2.0 quality and nothing will happen. Alright, let's start counting the FPS. Okay, it's the same as you can see, 23 FPS, 24 FPS, the same thing, nothing has changed. As you can see the FPS here, yeah. So there is no use using FSR2 in this game, so I'm going to disable it until they fix their game. And afterwards what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and disable these RT reflections. Alright, so now RT reflections are turned off and everything else is on ultra. So with RT reflections, as you can see, let's start counting the FPS. With RT reflections we get like double improvement in frame rate. We're getting like 50-51 FPS. That is very playable and also enjoyable. Now if FSR2 was capable of running in this game, we might be able to see some FPS improvement while running RT, but I think they have not implemented FSR2 currently very well. And also this is a pre-release time right now. This game is going to launch actually on the 10th. Yeah, so we're getting a 48 FPS average now. Now there is another setting here for the RT, as I'm going to show you now, which is car reflections RTAO. We don't want to use full reflections, we are going to only use car reflections here. So even with car reflections, as you can see, we're getting like the same FPS, 26. So even there are not many world reflections in this game. As you can see, everything is like bland. I think maybe when the weather is like wet and we're getting a lot of rain, then maybe the FPS will also drop in full reflections mode. So yeah, now let's just go ahead and disable RT again. Alright guys, so I've just turned everything down to high, and let's start counting the FPS again. Now we are getting a 60 FPS experience, as you can see right here. I'm going to also try to enable FSR2. Maybe it will work on high settings, but we will see. It's not probable, but I will just still try in this video because you guys want to see everything. So I'm going to go ahead now, and we've got 53 FPS average here. And let's go here and enable FSR2 on quality first. And let's start counting the FPS. And as you can see, not much of an improvement still. 49, 53. Yeah, the average FPS will still be the same. Yep. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to do one more step, and I'm going to enable balanced FSR2. Alright guys, so we are on a new map, and on this map is the same story. We're getting like 59 FPS on high settings right now, and as you can see, let's start counting the FPS again. We're getting like 52, 53, 55. Yeah, it's a day map, so now let's see the performance if it's any different than the previous map, which was a night map. Alright, so let's go ahead in the settings again. At advanced video, and we were using these settings previously. Now let's go ahead and use medium. Alright guys, so I've set everything to medium with 16x and anisotropic filtering, and rendering quality is still at ultra with 1080p resolution, and FSR2 I'm going to disable now. Alright, so now let's go to the game. With medium settings at native, we're getting 63 FPS. Alright, so this is a very stable experience. If you guys wanna know, it's still stuttering, I think. So maybe this is just loading some data or something. Oh, we are actually getting maxed out on the VRAM still. Okay, so on the medium settings, now the game is stable, I think. Yeah, so we're getting like 67, 68, 60 FPS average, as you can see right there. So that is a very good experience. If you guys wanna play Forza Motorsport on Radeon RX 6600, I would recommend high or medium settings with ultra rendering quality. That will net you the best results. And FSR2 in this game, as I've already shown you, doesn't give that performance boost that it does in the other games. It's just, I don't think that it's even applying, but we will see after the developers fix some things what they do. Okay, now let's go ahead and try and enable FSR2. Maybe it magically increases performance again. If it doesn't, we will move to the low settings. Alright, it does not. So it doesn't cause any changes to the gameplay or graphics in my opinion. And when I enabled balanced FSR2 in the previous map, everything became ghosty. So I don't see any ghosting right now even on quality FSR2. So maybe the implementation is not complete yet. They might be working on it. We will see. Alright, let's go ahead and now disable FSR2 and go to low settings. Alright, so guys, everything is on low with rendering quality ultra. And I'm going to also disable car reflections. Alright, just to give you a low perspective, low graphics. So rendering quality ultra 1920 by 1080, and FSR2 is disabled. Let's go guys. Alright, so with low settings, everything is on low right now. We're getting 64 FPS, currently 65. So we got from 60 FPS average to about 65 FPS average. Most of the times it's about 60, sometimes dropping to the higher 50 still, but it's very playable. So as I've already told you, the sweet spot for 1080p resolution in this, you should be using like high settings, and FSR2 doesn't do anything with car reflections and no RT. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is guys, I'm going to go to 1440p resolution, and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so we are now at 1440p resolution, and let me just show you the settings here. Alright, rendering quality ultra 1440p resolution, and FSR2 is turned off. Currently we are using ultra rendering quality and 16x anisotropic, and everything else is on low as previously. Alright, everything is disabled or at low. Now let's go ahead in the race and let's see how we perform. Let's start counting the FPS again. 49 FPS average guys with the rain map, and the game is performing good also on 1440p. If you guys can play on very low settings, and if you guys want to play like this, you can get about 50 FPS average. As you can see, 49 FPS. So depending upon the scene, it might drop or actually increase, sometimes going to the lower 40s also as the lowest, and going to the highest as about 56, as you can see right there. Alright guys, so you get an idea with this. Now let me show you again with FSR2. Let's see if on 1440p does it make a difference or not. And seems like it does not still. Alright, let's start counting the FPS again. 50 FPS average with FSR2 on quality enabled. And that's not much of a difference guys. This is just margin of error. So I don't think FSR2 is actually being turned on in this game currently. And I'm off track. Yes, alright, a 53 FPS average guys. And let's keep on moving forward. Yep, 62. I think there is an improvement. There is some improvement, but I told you that improvement is not that much, so that's why. Yeah, 55 FPS average. Now let's go ahead in the basic video again and turn it to balanced. Let's start counting the FPS again. Now we're getting like 60s. So with balanced FSR2 it's making a difference. Yeah, as you can see right here, 56, 54, no, but it's still back to the same FPS. So yeah, FSR2 needs improvement in this game. I don't think it's very aggressive, or it's not functioning properly. They need to fix some things with this game. Alright guys, so I've turned everything to medium with ultra rendering quality and 1440p with FSR2 turned off. Now let's see on medium settings how does it perform. Let's start counting the FPS. So yeah, not much of a difference guys. As you can see, we're still getting very playable frame rate like 64, 67, 68 FPS. We're increasing the VRAM usage right now because we've got higher texture quality. So it's about 60 FPS now, 61 FPS, alright, without any FSR2. Alright, now what I'm going to do, as you can see, we're getting close to 60. I'm going to enable FSR2 quality only. Let's see if we get any improvements. Let's start counting the FPS. 57, 56. So as you can see guys, depending upon the scene the frame rate changes, but there is not much of an improvement with FSR2. I also cannot see some kind of an improvement or decrease in quality in the screen, in the rendering resolution, so I don't think that FSR2 is functioning properly. Alright guys, so we are on high settings now. As you can see right here, let me show you guys. We're using everything to high and car reflections are turned on, but the rest of the settings are the same. Alright, so now we're getting, let's start counting the FPS first. We're getting like 46 FPS, 49, 48, yeah, 53 sometimes. So still very playable on high settings even. Alright guys, so we are now at ultra settings. Maybe it's still applying settings or we are VRAM bound now. Let's just show you the settings here, graphic settings. And as you can see, ultra, everything is maxed out as far as it can go without ray tracing. Alright, 1440p. So looks like on ultra settings it's not possible to play at 1440p because maybe it's creeping up to maximum VRAM usage. We're getting 21 FPS right now, and let's start counting the FPS so you can see 23 FPS average guys. Yeah, so this is not playable. I would try to use FSR2, but as I told you previously, we don't have let's try balanced FSR2 so it becomes aggressive if it is functioning properly. No, as you can see right there guys, there is not much of an improvement in frame rate or in decrease in image quality. So I don't know what they are doing and how you could use FSR2 in this. If you have any idea regarding that, please leave that down in the comment section below. But yeah, dynamic optimization, custom, and there is no other setting in this game which could actually change that. Yeah. Alright guys, so that does it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, because many of you guys who are watching these videos are not subscribed. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.